Hello and welcome to another simple science video. In this video, we're going to look at tests for cations. There are flame tests and tests for aqueous cations. So, flame tests. With lithium ions, the flame color is red. For sodium ions, the flame color is yellow. Potassium ions, there's lilac flame. Iron ions, the flame is gold. And for calcium ions, the flame color is yellow-red. Barium ions, the flame is apple green or pale green. The flame is blue-green for copper ions, and borons give green flame. Zinc ions give blue flame. Next, we have tests for aqueous cations. First up, we have calcium ions. When you add aqueous sodium hydroxide to calcium ions, white precipitate will form, and it is insoluble in excess sodium hydroxide. When you add aqueous ammonia to it, then no precipitate or very slight white precipitate will form. Then we have aqueous aluminium ions. When you add aqueous sodium hydroxide to this, white precipitate will form and it is soluble in excess, which gives a colorless solution. When you add aqueous ammonia to it, white precipitate will form, but it is insoluble in excess. Then we have chromium ions. When you add sodium hydroxide to chromium ions, green precipitate forms and it is soluble in excess. When you add aqueous ammonia to this, gray-green precipitate forms and it is insoluble in excess. Next, there's copper ions. When you add aqueous sodium hydroxide to copper ions, there's light blue precipitate and it's insoluble in excess. When you add aqueous ammonia to copper ions, it also gives light blue precipitate and it is soluble in excess, which gives a dark blue solution. Now we have iron 2+ ions. When you add sodium hydroxide to iron 2+, green precipitate forms and it's insoluble in excess. And when you add aqueous ammonia to this, green precipitate will form and it is insoluble in excess. For iron 3 ions, red-brown precipitate forms when you add sodium hydroxide to it, and it is insoluble in excess sodium hydroxide. When you add aqueous ammonia to this, red-brown precipitate will also form, but it is also insoluble in excess. For zinc ions, white precipitate forms when you add sodium hydroxide to it, and it is soluble in excess, which gives a colorless solution. When you add aqueous ammonia to it, white precipitate forms and it is soluble in excess, also giving a colorless solution. For ammonium ions, add aqueous sodium hydroxide to it, then warm the solution and ammonia will be produced, and you will know because there will be a pungent smell. We hope this video has helped. Please like and subscribe for more.